Thank you so much. And we will be moving on with the program to the next part, where we will be looking at the EXCELL Awards for Excellence in Leadership for Family Planning. These Excellence Awards have been bestowed by the ICFP since the inception of the conference in 2009. And this is a way of publicly recognizing extraordinary individuals, organizations, and countries who have made significant contributions to the family planning community. And to join us on stage and to celebrate and to announce some of the achievements and the winners, I would like to call on Cynthia Oying, Dean Mackenzie, Dr. Bunyarati, and Dr. Kamthoron to the stage, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. What an amazing and inspiring ICFP conference. It is my pleasure to welcome and joining me Dr. Bunyari, Dr. Kamthoron, Oying Ramon, and Dean Mackenzie to help us with conferring these exciting awards. To start us off with the organizational award, I'll ask Peter Naguri to please come up.
Good afternoon. My name is Peter Ngure from FP 2030, the East and Southern African Hub. It's my honor and pleasure to announce the first organizational winner of the EXCELL Award. Public Health Ambassadors Uganda is a non-profit. Yes, you can give them a clap. Public Health Uganda is a non-profit youth-led and serving organization working on issues of sexual reproductive health and rights and HIV awareness and prevention through youth empowerment programs. Using the peer education approach, PHAU trains peer educators as a multiple effect strategy to increase information flow, share experiences, hold discussions, and debate on thematic topics from one person to another. PHU continues to use their policy, experience, research, and learnings to push decision makers and have key decisions made on SRHR in Uganda. PHU has published and disseminated deemed research findings, success stories, and continues to do journals and abstracts and fact sheets around SRH. PHU has embraced use of ICT in increasing access to SRH information and service, and they have an app called PHU app that is being used in Uganda, where young people are engaging on various thematic topics through questions, answers, case scenarios, short videos, and photos. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for PHAU Uganda. Is there a representative in the house? Oh, yeah. Welcome. Karibu. Thank you. Let's give them a clap. It is also my honor and privilege to present the second organization that has gotten the EXCELL Award, SHOFCO Mathare Clinic in Kenya. SHOFCO, which means Shining Hope of Communities, SHOFCO Mathare Clinic, is a level 3 facility, primary healthcare facility that was established in 2015 and is located in Starehe sub-county in Mathare slums in Nairobi, the second biggest slum in Kenya. Founded by Kennedy Odede, the health program is among 7 programs that have been established in more than 11 urban informal settlements among 48 communities in Kenya. SHOFCO leads in integrating rescue, savings, and leading circle. It has a girls' education community library, has community advocacy, sustainable livelihood, and WASH programs. The facility offers free family planning services, antenatal, HIV and TB clinic, and also general consultations. Through the Challenge Initiative, TCI, the staff have received immense capacity building by learning from the best practices all over the world, studied data to influence client needs, demonstrated partnership with government, and received free products to cushion financial needs and provide best environment for access to family planning. To date, SHOFCO have impacted more than 100,000 women with family planning services in Nairobi, Kenyan slum, and the goal for the next 3 years for SHOFCO is to improve health outcomes and socio-economic status of vulnerable community and expanding the TCI model to 12 other slum locations. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for a representative from SHOFCO. Karibu sana. So thank you very much. Karibu. One word.
Thank you so much. Like it said, Shining Hope for Communities is a grassroots movement in the urban informal settlements. What it does, founded by the Kennedy Odede, is to challenge the survival mode that exists within the urban informal settlements. It has established programs in health. They make health free and leverage so much on family planning. We do this by integrating family planning within other key programs like water and hygiene, gender-based violence. We also do it within education, and we believe that we have to tap in every opportunity, bringing humanity and dignity to women to be able to access family planning, ideally because family planning ensures that the socioeconomic status of the people is changed in a positive way. And where best to start other than the vulnerable communities in the urban informal settlements. Like he said, we are planning to expand these. We are starting with these vulnerable communities, and I want to thank everyone, the Challenge Initiative, Mr. Oying and the team, JPEGO in Kenya, government of Kenya that has really believed in private public partnership, and everyone else who's seated here, who's doing everything that they can to promote increase for family planning. We are encouraging everyone to come on board and help us support pushing the agenda in the urban informal settlement for family planning, and also borrow on the model of integration with other key programs that I've mentioned, and be able to push this agenda to the next level of bringing women and girls to safety, dignity, and in a human way of accessing family planning. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
So joining us now to present the Team EXCELL Awards, I'll welcome up Maheen Malik.
Thank you, Cynthia. The Team Award goes to Youth for Change and Empowerment. They are a team of 2 extraordinary adolescent women who are amazing and doing a wonderful job in their community. Following the armed conflict in Cameroon, which has been going on the past 6 years, there has been a dramatic increase in unwanted pregnancies and unsafe abortion among adolescent girls. This is caused by high rate of sexual violence in the armed crisis, lack of education on sexual reproductive health, as well as little or no access to sexual reproductive health services as a result of the war. They engaged the community, those who were suffering from these sexual assault, and through the Youth for Change and Empowerment organization, they realized there's a huge gap in sexual reproductive health services in the northern part of Cameroon. From the findings from 5 communities with almost 5,000 girls, they noticed that over 60% of young girls between the ages of 12 and 19 had either been assaulted sexually or had consented to unprotected sex for survival. Of the 60%, almost 45% ended up in one way or the other abortions. This moved them to seek ways to provide contraceptives to these young girls to prevent pregnancy. They started to engage the mothers, sisters, aunts, and female community leaders to provide awareness of the situation for the young girls within the community. As they started to engage these mothers, they're now raising money through these mothers to procure commodities for these girls while dispelling myths about contraceptive use, and have raised enough money to buy contraceptive for at least 1,000 girls in the last 2 years. They work in the most remote communities that have been hit by the crisis. Please join me in welcoming Youth for Change and Empowerment. Therese, we would like you to say a few words, Vivek.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, everybody. I'm actually panicking, but I'm very, very excited that a grassroots youth-led organization as ours is being recognized in the world's largest conference on family planning. This means a lot to my team. I would also like to give a special thanks to the entire ICFP team, especially the EXCELL Awards Special Committee, the Bill and Melinda Gates Institute, and all the organizers and partners of this conference. A special thanks goes to our partners, most especially Amplify Change, Vital Voices Global Partnership, the SGPGEF program for supporting us and being giants on whose shoulders we've stood for the past years in providing availability and accessibility to family planning services to young girls and women in the war-torn part of Cameroon, specifically the English-speaking part. I'd like to dedicate this award to every Cameroonian sitting in the hall here today working in the English-speaking part of Cameroon. I know what we go through. My team and I have gone through a lot. We've gone through torture, kidnap. We've been jailed just for doing the work that we were called to do. This award is also dedicated to every adolescent girl and young women in the English-speaking part of Cameroon, especially those who have been sexually assaulted, sex trafficked, and pushed into early marriage as a result of the crisis. With you, I believe if you give us your support, we all can achieve universal health coverage and family planning by 2030. If we work together in Cameroon, you shift your attention to what's going on in Cameroon, and we trust that with our joint efforts, the adolescent girls and young women will have agency in their lives. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Youth for Change and Empowerment. Over to you, Cynthia.
Joining us now to deliver the individual award is Marie Ba. Welcome, Marie.
Thank you very much. I'm Marie Ba with the Ouagadougou Partnership. It's my honor and pleasure to now present two distinguished activists with the EXCELL Awards for individuals. Brown Niyonsaba is a national volunteer in the Imbere Heza project, Bright Futures in Rwanda. Brown, a long-term deaf volunteer, has taken the lead on VSO Imbere Heza project in the district of Nyagatare in reducing teenage pregnancy through public awareness on SRHR, advocacy on gender-based violence prevention, education in SRHR, and supporting teen mothers return to formal education. Among her roles is trainer for Rwandan Sign Language. Nyagatare district lies in Rwandan's eastern province, where 5.3% of the population has disabilities. There's one school for deaf people, the Umutare Deaf School, which services neighboring districts. Brown has mentored deaf peer educators, deaf teen mothers, community health workers, and nurses about Rwandan Sign Language, and also engaged with parents and community leaders through video messages and WhatsApp groups. She has amplified the voice for the vulnerable deaf youth in Nyagatare by supporting them to register for national identity cards for the first time. Brown's constant communication, dedication, and empathy with the communities has helped her establish forums where those with disabilities feel heard and are able to report cases of violence. Brown has demonstrated extreme loyalty to the communities that she relates to so well. Thank you so much for your contribution to sexual reproductive health and rights, and please join me in welcoming Brown Niyonsaba.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm happy to be here with you today, and I'm really grateful for this award that I've got. I want to thank ICFP team for this award. It is really opening many opportunities to continue doing my great work that I've been doing. I want to do a lot and so that I can change the lives of people with disabilities across the country, and I want this to achieve in many countries. This means a lot to me. This means a lot to the work that I've been doing. I get this opportunity to thank the government of Rwanda, to thank VSO Rwanda with this award. I take this opportunity to thank UK Aid for the funding, and it helped us to do the work that we did in Nyagatare district. With that, with this ICFP, I got opportunity to learn a lot. I shared knowledge. I learned a lot from different sessions. I got connection with different people, and this will increase the work that I'm doing. I want to encourage each and everyone who is here to continue working, but please remember to be inclusive. Remember to include people with disabilities in your work. Let's make sure that we leave no one behind to achieve sustainable development goals. And I want to say that disability is not inability. We can do this. Yes, we can achieve a lot. I want to thank each and everyone who is here, and I take this opportunity to wish you a safe journey on your way back home. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brown. That was very inspiring. On to the second award, which is Angela Oketch from Kenya. Angela Oketch is one journalist that has cut a niche in her family planning reporting. She has been at the forefront of reporting and telling family planning stories that have changed the lives of many Kenyans and advocating for more people, even the Muslim community, on the subject where it is considered taboo to pick up. In Kenya, the reproductive health policy dictates that minors below the years of 18 should not be given contraceptives, and if they have to be given or have the contraceptives, then they have to get the consent of their parent, or the parents have to be in the room. which obviously this clause has kept adolescents who are sexually active and leaving them out and contributed to high teenage pregnancies. Angela highlighted the story and got the attention of policymakers, and it is now under review. More stories and Twitter space about the topic followed, and more stories that have won her many awards. She deserves the award for the tremendous work that she has been doing in advocating for family planning amongst the less fortunate groups. Angela, if you can please join us on stage, and please join me in welcoming her.
Okay, thank you. This is truly a touching and special moment to be honored with such an award. First, let me thank the Special Award Committee for recognizing my work. Special thanks to my employer, the Nation Media Group, for making it easy and giving me the opportunity to tell this kind of stories. I extend my sincere gratitude to my editors, mentors, and colleagues back at the help desk for being the strength and foot soldiers in bringing forth many of the special and investigative health stories. They have made this dream come true. I also thank my family back at home for the moral support. Memories of young teenagers I speak to, most of the 11-year-old in deep part of the Western Kenya, brings this award together, and I thank them for having given me the chance to tell their stories and make an impact. I believe that by telling such stories, like compelling stories, those in authority will move in and avail basic things like contraceptives in government health facilities. I wish policymakers, including the government, will soon act on the non-inclusive sexual and reproductive health laws. Sites of the helpless young adolescents left with the burden of taking care of their children and outdated beliefs that hinder women and men from planning their families make me stronger every day to tell these kind of stories to the world. Each time I write a story, I try to ensure that every word that I write gives hope to the less fortunate who may not have the opportunity to speak for themselves. I am the voice of the voiceless. It's the desire to bring change in the society that gives the voiceless a voice that keeps me going. I have been at the forefront of reporting and telling family planning stories that have changed the life of many Kenyans. Through my reporting, I have advocated for more people to have access to family planning services, including initiating a review of Kenyan legislative on the issue. I want to dedicate this award to the lives that I have been able to touch in a positive way. Journalism is my passion and gives me the fulfillment and purpose in life. Thank you all. Thank you, ICFP.
And now to share with us the exciting news of the Country EXCELL Award, I'll invite my colleague, Oyeng Ramon.
Professor Saifuddin Ahmed was supposed to announce this award. Unfortunately, cannot join us because his wife got involved in an accident and therefore he was not able to make it here. but I'm very proud to announce the winner of the EXCELL Award at the country level. And I will tell you in a moment why. The winner of the EXCELL Award at the country level is India. India is the birthplace of the world's first organized family planning program, which started the National Family Planning Program in 1952. A small family is a happy family. Once an Indian slogan has now reached every corner of the world. The country was foremost in recognizing that family planning program alone cannot be successful without being integrated as part of a comprehensive health and welfare package. India's first 5-year plan in 1951 to 1956 included family planning as an important development component where family limitation or spacing of children was considered necessary and desirable in order to secure better health in the mother, better care and upbringing of children. Over the many periods, the family planning program in India has moved away from the target-oriented approaches that has characterized it sometimes. The family planning program was no longer poised for population control per se, but for family welfare. Although the contraceptive prevalence rate among women 15 to 49 stalled between 2005 to 2006, to 2015 and 2016, recent data show that the contraceptive prevalence rate among married women increased substantially from 54% in 2015-16 to 67% in 2019-2021, or a spectacular 13 percentage points. This is total, okay? If you interpret that in the concept of modern methods of contraception, it increased from 48% to 56%, still spectacular, in my opinion. The percentage of contraceptive demand satisfied by modern methods reached 74.1%, very close to the target of reaching 75% according to the Sustainable Development Goals in 2030. Very near, you're almost there. Just, We recognize the country's effort to address the needs of family planning from the highest level of the government, pledging her full commitment to FP 2020 and 2012. The country institutionalized a new integrated reproductive, maternal, newborn, child, adolescent health approach for family planning in all spheres and with every opportunity. While addressing the nation on Independence Day in 2019, the Prime Minister declared family planning is true patriotism and suggested parents now need to give serious thought to whether they will be able to fulfill their children's dreams and aspirations. Population issues are not just a matter of the number of people. They impact health and socioeconomic indicators such as age at marriage, sex ratio, mortality, poverty, malnutrition, illiteracy, economic growth. India has demonstrated improvement in almost all sectors. As the countries are transitioning to FP 2030, India focuses on collaboration, convergence, inclusiveness for achieving their goals. ICFP recognizes the contributions of India in advancing family planning globally and remain a strong collaborative partner in achieving the shared goals of FP 2030 through more success stories from India. May I call on the representative of the government of India, Dr. S.K. Sikdar.
Thank you, ICFP, for this well-deserved award for which we have been toiling for all these years. A very warm good afternoon to all of you who have still have the energy to stay back, and I can see a full house. This is really, really reassuring and probably shape of things to come in the next ICFP. It is indeed a pleasure and honor to receive this award for excellence in leadership in family planning on behalf of the Government of India. This award, which is over a decade old, carries the prestige associated with ICFP and gives us momentum to keep the efforts for contraception and family planning going on in India. While walking these few steps from my seat there to the stage, actually, my mind really flashed back to the 17 years ago when I joined the family planning program in India. And here, when I'm holding this award for my country, I feel honored and overwhelmed. Standing here on this stage is an inexpressible event in itself, and I'm glad that India's efforts have finally been acknowledged globally. After being at the vanguard of implementing the National Family Planning Program, the journey of improving access and achieving FP20 goals was not easy. We have been through all sorts of trials and tribulations. There have been moments of utter frustrations, also exhilarations. There was huge opportunities as well as huge challenges. But the obstacles we were able to overcome, and today we are in a pretty happy phase. I'm also thankful to all our ministers over these last 2 decades, all secretaries, all additional secretaries, iron secretaries, who really believed in us, gave us the conviction, gave us the support whenever we needed it, and that's the reason why this program is standing so strongly in our country. I'm also thankful to each of my state family planning teams. You can imagine a 1.4 billion population cannot be done just by 1 or 2 people. So in all 36 states of India, we have our family planning counterparts and teams, and all of them worked under a single chain of command and really worked for purposes and come up with trumps. I mean, all this effort the credit goes to most of them. This award also belongs to thousands of staff and functionaries and the million-strong frontline health workers that we have in our country by the name of ASHAs, development partners, civil society organizations, as well as some donors like the Gates Foundation, the USAID, the UNFPA, and WHO, all of who are there with me here to share the particular award, which really demonstrated the solidarity and the unity that we have in our country in really taking forward the goals of the family planning program. This award also recognizes the Government of India's commitment towards the needs and aspirations of the Indian people with renewed focus on young and low parity couples, and is a recognition of one of the oldest and largest family planning programs in the world that has made significant advancement and extraordinary achievements. Also, last but not the least, this award also belongs to my wonderful team and think tank who worked tirelessly every day of the week for the last 10 years and without any complaints. Without them, things would not have turned out so well and so best. Even though we had a lot of challenges at hand, but we never backed off, kept on trying and trying. An award also belongs to the thousands of our colleagues back home who are at this moment glued to this telecast directly to celebrate the glory in our moment of glory. They are also celebrating by watching this particular live telecast. And finally, I thank the organizers for curating this wonderful conference, bringing the family planning fraternity together on a global platform and learning and sharing from each other. Thank you once again.